All right then, so coffee, Beanie, and we have a foam roller. Good morning, ladies. We are on for the morning. Good morning stretch. Right then, ladies and gents. So the first thing that we're gonna do is not use it, just gonna have it by our side. What I would like you to do is go into a V sit, which is getting your legs quite wide. So I'm gonna sit kind of on my side so you see what I'm doing. So V sit, and from the V sit, try and get your legs pretty wide so that your adductors are feeling quite taut, tight. Keep your body upright, so the lower spine, it's got a natural curve in the bottom of it. So make use of that lower spine curve, and then pop, prop, the shoulders up and back. And just get the air from the gut, bring it all the way up. Bring it all the way up to the chest. Fill up that rib cage. So deep breath in, and then the deep breath out. So we'll go with a 5-second breath in and a 5-second breath out to start the procedure off. So when you're ready, we breathe in now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to hold that breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to expel that breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what you're going to do now is just subtly turn to one side of your body, whichever leg that you want. So your chest is facing your leg. And then what you do is you lean down with your hips doing the leaning, so not your upper back, hips doing the leaning, so you get that nice, taut, tight feeling on the hamstrings. Grab the leg, any part of the leg, one hand, two hands, and then pull yourself down until you're aggravating that muscle, and that muscle is starting to be a bit gnarly. But don't force it, just gently ease into it. The muscle's not going to want to let you go, but if you gently ease into it, gently, you will find that it's going to go. At the same time as you pulling in, just take some deep breaths. So we're going to deep breath together. So on the count of 3, we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll take a deep breath in. So 3, 2, 1, we take a deep breath in. And then as we breathe out slowly, try and pull ourselves towards the leg a little bit more. And then again, we take a deep breath in. And then we take a deep breath out. And when we're taking that breath out, we're leaning in a bit more. And one more time, we take a deep breath in. And then we take that deep breath out. And we're pulling ourselves much closer to the leg now. Might feel the muscles start to pulse. That's because you're bringing new blood into the area of tightness and new recruits. So what we want to do now is just slowly get up from that one side and twist to the other side. And then again, with the hips, lean forward. Try to maintain a neutral spine, which is a natural spine. Lean in, lean in, lean in. Up until the point where your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves, they're not going to let you go anymore. So, from that point, where you're holding it statically, we're going to take that deep breath in. So 3, 2, 1, we take that deep breath. And then we expel that air and then pull ourselves down a bit more. And then we take a deep breath in. And then we expel out the air a bit more. And then one more time, we take a deep breath in. And then we expel the air out a bit more. And we hold ourselves in that static, full stretch that we've now obtained. Feeling that muscle get longer, feeling more lively. And then we slowly bring our upper body back up, back to the V squat where we started. the V-sit. And now we're going to get the foam roller in the same position that you are. We're going to put it specifically. So this is the specific lower back rollout. So you put it onto either your left or your right side. You hold it in place right where your glute, your butt is meeting your lower back, and then you lean back, holding that roller, lean back. And then you lean back all the way over, and then your feet, they come up, and your hand starts to stabilize yourself, and you lean and you roll back. So you roll back, and then you roll forward. So your feet are now on the ground, and you roll back, and then you roll forward. So that arm that is stabilizing you, you're going to put it wherever you feel that it is stabilizing you. And just readjust as you go along, because I'm slipping all over the place. And we're just going to mobilize this. So there's no real count here. You're just going to go back and forth and feel that roll. Feel that roll. And what I am going to do is count down the roll. So you've already had about 15, 20 seconds of this roll. So we'll go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and well done. So now, the same thing applies on the other side. So get back into that V-sit, wedge that roller just on the other side of your lower back, and then hold it in place as you lean back. Put your feet on the floor, and then your hand goes out so it stabilizes you, and you start rolling. Start rolling back, start rolling forward. So you mobilize. Specific, lower back. Roll it out. So you should be feeling it on full roll back on your glutes, and then when you're coming in, so your knees are bent, you should be feeling it in your lower lats. So you've got a lower back, and then you've got a lower lat. So that's kind of middle back. So you want glutes, and then middle back. 3, 2, 1. And what I would like you to do is on one side. So this one is going to be pretty painful. We're going to go into the T-band roll. So you've got the roller by your side now. You're going to put the side of your thigh on the roller, and then balance yourself out so your legs go straight. And then what you're going to do, so where the roller should be to begin with is on top of the hips, where it begins with. And then you're going to use your arm, use your body, and also the bent leg to pull you back. And you're going to roll. You're going to roll all the way down the side of that thigh. T-band roll. That is going to be pretty painful. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, then you're going to raise both your legs, which is something that I'm going to try and do. Oh, that's painful. Oh, that is painful. I'm going to move this mat. Nice. And we're going to roll that out. This is the T-band roll. And we're going to continue that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to change sides. So where you want the roller is on top of the hip on your side. Oh. And to start off with, get one foot on the floor so that you're stabilizing yourself. Make sure that the roller is wedged. And when you're ready, with the bent leg, start pushing yourself forward and then back, getting a nice T-band roll out. And then if you're confident enough, then get both legs out, both hands flat, and use your hands to roll you back and forth. And that's going to be Pretty uncomfortable, but pretty nice at the same time. And we're going to continue that for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you would have noticed that we've started with the lower back and we've gone down legs. So very, very important. Lower body. What we're going to do now is get the adductor. So you're going to lie on your front. One leg is going to come out and the adductor is going to go right on the inside of your thigh. And from being on the inside of your thigh, you're going to purposely put pressure on that side of the thigh and you're going to roll it out. You're going to roll out the adductor. So you want to get your leg and you want to leave it in that 90-degree angle and then roll side to side. So let me show you on this. So my trailing leg is straight and then I'm leaning over onto the roller. And I'm ironing out my adductor. And you want to go right to the top of the inner thigh, right to the top where the pelvic is. Right to the top. Known as the psoas, where the psoas is. P-S-O-A-S. So that's where the midsection meets the pelvic. Adductor. And we're going to do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to change legs. So we're going to put the inside of the thigh, bent leg, inside of the thigh, and stabilize ourselves up, and then roll to the side, and roll back in. Roll to the side, roll back in. So it's on the inner thigh. So your balance is going to be challenged. So deal with it in the way that you feel best. So for me, I've got both my hands now stabilizing me, and I'm using them to rock myself back and forth. My trailing leg, so the leg that's not getting stretched, that's actually on the mat, on the carpet, on the floor. If I do want to put some pressure on my bent leg more, then I'm going to raise my leg. I'm going to tiptoe so that I've got no contact with the floor on my trailing leg. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on my adductor now. And we're going to do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Right, so for now, this roller takes a back seat. And because we've ironed out the adductors, the hip flexors, and the lower back, we can now stand up. But we're going to stand up in the same way that we initially sat down, which is with a V. So we're going to get into a V stance. So we started with a V sit, and now we're going to go to a standing V stretch, which is you stretching out your legs like a V, and then with your hands, we're going to go all the way down to the point where you can touch the floor with your fingers, and then your knuckles, and then the back of your palms, and then your palms themselves if you flip them over. And we're going to hold that stretch. Just going to hold that. And you're going to subtly bring your palms flatter, and you're going to walk your hands back, walk your hands back, walk your hands back to the point where you cannot have your palms on the floor again still. So you're going to go all the way back up until the point where you lose contact of your palms. Just accentuating where you stretched out with the foam roller. And now you're going to bring your feet in, bring your feet in, bring your feet in, and you're going to stand as normal. And we're going to go into one supine stretch. And from here, because your feet are now in, we're going to go into the standing bent stretch. Simple standing stretch. Going to grab the toes and we're going to pull ourselves down a bit. So we're going to, if you're feeling really, really tight where your hamstrings are, where they meet your knees, then just collapse your knees a bit. Make your knees nice and soft. And then again, bring yourself down, get those hamstrings open. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from the standing position, we're going to get into a lunge. So we're going to lunge down, so the trailing knee actually touches. You want to put your hand right beside your bent leg, and then try and go all the way down so that your elbow is right beside your foot. Right beside your foot. And then push your leg out. Push your leg out. So your hand is right beside your forward foot, and then your elbow is pushing your calf, your knee back. And now from there, one hand, so the opposite hand goes flat on the floor, and that bent hand, we're going to then stretch it. And we're going to go into a T stretch. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to go back into the exact same position. And this is called the T hip opener. So we're going to give it another stretch. So you're going to raise the same hand up. And this is the T hip opener. So you're going to feel quite a lot of things going on in your lower body, as well as the upper body. But surprisingly, the lower body, because you've got 2 hips working right now. And then what I would like you to do is just swap legs. So now you're going to go into a lunge with the other leg. Your hand goes down and the arm goes as low as it can, so that it's right beside the foot. And at the same time, the back of the arm is pushing your leg out. And when you're in that deep static stretch, we're going to let go of the hand and we're going to go into that T stretch. Go into that T stretch. And then we'll come back, put our hand flat again. And then one more time. And then as we bring it down, what I'd like you to do is just put your chest now on your thigh, on your leading leg. Grab hold of your leg and then just pivot a little bit more forward. So you're leaning into your leg. So your leg's going with you and your knee is protruding the toe. And then you're coming back. So what we're doing now is ankle mobilization. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to move back and forth, back and forth. So we've got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to put the chest on the other foot, on the other leg, sorry. And for me, I like holding the ankle because when I lean forward, my heel likes to come up. So I'm forcing my heel to stay down while I'm still stretching it out to get its fullest benefit. And then I'm coming back and I can feel the ankle moving, mobilizing. And it's always kind of a nice feeling when you can feel your joints actually moving, mobilizing, allowing them to be free, feeling their freedom. Good. And then from there, you're going to get down on your knees. Well, you're going to be very close to your knees anyway, so you don't need to get down. So we're on our knees now, and we're going to walk out as far as you can, keeping your hips in place. So keep your hips in place, don't lean forward with the hips, and then we just prayer down. So this is called the prayer. And we're going to hold the prayer. We're going to hold the prayer for another 10 seconds. 10-second hold of the prayer. Five more seconds with the prayer. And then we're going to put our hand on the back of the neck, and then the other hand on the back of the neck. And we're going to go into the armless prayer. So this is the armless prayer. And we're going to hold that for another 10. Try and sit back, get those lats really stretched out. Another 5, 3, 2, 1. And then if you can get on all fours, and you're going to need the foam roller again. So I'm going to get to the side now so you can see what I'm doing. So now we've just got into the prayer and the armless prayer, so we've actually activated them lats. So now what we're going to do is stretch the lats on the foam roller. So you get that foam roller, put it underneath your armpit, put the hand over it so that you're leaning and hovering over it, and then gently turn to your side and put the upper lat on your lats. Sorry, put the upper lat on the foam roller, and then with the leg flat, so you've got a bent knee now, and you've got a flat foot, whichever foot that is normally going to be the same foot as the one that you're, same side as what the lat that you're leaning on. And then you're going to bring yourself forward. And then outstretch completely. So that foam roller is going right underneath your armpit, getting that lat stretch. And again, mobilization. Mobilization. So you have to have a little bit of your own personal strength to elevate yourself. So I've got my elbow embedded on the mat, and I'm purposely mobilizing using my heel on the same side foot that I've got the lat stretch going on. And we're going to do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to change lats. Change lats. So it's directly underneath the armpit. You lean onto the lat. And for me, I've got my elbow down. I've got my bent leg, which is the same side as the lat. I've elevated my body, and now I'm leaning over, so it's on my rib cage, and then I'm going right down, so it's underneath my armpit. And then I'm just rolling it out, rolling it out. Rolling it out. Getting that lat penetrated all the way. So we're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just going to sit up. And the foam roller again, it goes underneath the ankle. Your hands, they go behind you. You elevate yourself. That opposite leg goes flat on the floor, and it helps you stay stationary as you mobilize the calf. So go back and forth on that calf. This one might be a tad painful because the calves always are. And we're going to roll that back and forth. So you've got your entire body stabilized, scaffolded from the arms that are pinned to the floor. Your butt is up and you're just rolling out your calf for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to change calves. So you're going to put that foam roller around the ankle that just meets the calf, and then roll it out, roll it out, roll it out. I'll get a better picture. Roll that calf out. And we're going to roll that calf for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're now going to get rid of the foam roller. And where we started off with that V-sit, we're going to go somewhere in the middle. So we don't go necessarily into a V-sit, but we go into something similar. And from here, you're going to lean down now that you're nice and flexible. You're going to grab hold of your toes, and you're going to pull your toes towards you. So again, you're getting a calf stretch, you're getting a hamstring stretch, you're getting a lat stretch all at once. And this is called the shoemaker. Sometimes it could be standing as well. But we're doing it seated because it just fits nice in sequence. So we're going to hold the shoemaker. You can get 2 hands if you can reach. That gives you a deeper stretch. And we're going to hold that for another 10. 5, 2, 1. And then we're going to change sides. So we're going to lean into the leg. We're going to grab hold of the toes. So I instantly go in for 2 hands, which means that I'm more flexible now. I'm going to pull myself in. Either I'm more flexible or I'm more confident. Both the same thing, really. So now I'm getting a nice lat stretch at the same time as getting a calf stretch and a hamstring stretch and the lower back and the hip opener. So this is quite the stretch, which is recommended kind of near the end of your stretching session, because I would imagine this is quite tight to begin with. So we're going to hold that for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to get into a squat. We're going to get into a squat. So we're going to go into a deep squat. Deep squat. Put the hands flat on the floor with a deep squat. And then push your knees out with your elbows. So you get an adductor. And then from there, keep your hands flat. Keep your hands flat. Straighten out your legs. Straighten out your legs with your hands flat. And then slowly bring yourselves up. Slowly bring yourselves up. And have a nice supine stretch. And you have stretched your way to success today. So well done.